De még nem. A chatből is látok valamit. Kéne, hogy legyen. A chatből is látok. Le is halkíthatod. Hello everyone, sorry for the technical issues previously. We were prepared, but not the Omani infrastructure for us. So we will wait for a couple of seconds now, I can see, because we are about to start. If you can give us some feedback, if you can hear us or not, that would be great. Okay, we have picture and sound loud and clear, which is great. I will wait 1 second more, which is gone already. We all know it. So, thank you everyone for joining back. We actually finished the last leg of our journey, so we are back in Muscat. Unfortunately, we needed to trade the Sultan's Palace and all the surroundings and the soldiers who made me jump off of a cliff. Not that way, but the other way. But this stream is, this live is actually special because I have my friend Vesa with me, who is actually new to the channel, new to you guys, and luckily not new to me because we went for the same university and we spent our great university years together, and this friendship grew stronger. We are doing our cycling tours around the Lake Balaton, which is always great fun, and we could keep up the spirit, which is something what I really enjoy. And now he was actually around, let's say, in Tanzania. He climbed the Kilimanjaro, and this is the reason why he could stop on the way back. So the rules of the stream, as usual, if you ask in English, we reply in English. Viszont ha magyarul kérdeztek, akkor pedig magyarul válaszolunk. You can try any different languages as well. We will do our best, but inshallah you won't trick us. So yeah, actually his trip, you know, amid COVID was really tough. Even my single flight was not easy here to Muscat, but I will let him explain. So Vesa, here you go.
Thank you, and hi everyone. It is a pleasure to be here on Akur's great YouTube channel.
The best.
The best, of course, the best channel I've ever participated in.
True.
So, yeah. So basically, Akur asked me to share my experiences about the Kilimanjaro trip, which I really enjoyed. First, we'll start with why I did that, and it's dark November philosophical nights of mine when I was wondering why, what the view could be from the top of Africa, and the top of the Kilimanjaro, and I realized that during the 2020s, with fake news and Photoshop skills that 6-year-olds have, I cannot trust anything on the internet, so I have to believe only my own eyes. That's why I went and registered for a group trip with Baraka, which was an amazing experience. Basically, it was like a 6 days long trip or trek, and it is very difficult for someone who is not used to the high altitude. The altitude sickness basically hit everyone in the group, myself included. Yes, as Ákos demonstrated just now. nausea was one of my companions throughout the entire trip, and yeah, once I vomited as well, which is difficult. Given if you want to avoid the altitude sickness, you have to drink like 4 or 5 liters of litter each day, which is challenging in these conditions. Um, but well, when I experienced the symptoms, I wasn't aware that is a symptom of the altitude sickness. So it was fine. I thought it's something wrong with my stomach, nothing serious. So I just went on, and it turned out to be the good choice. Um, so there are several layers of the environment and the climate over there. So there is some agricultural area on the ground and a rainforest. Bits higher above there are.
Should be okay.
Okay. Keep on. So okay. So the last day that the summit day is the most exciting, because where did it start? It started at 3,700 meters where we slept, and we started our hike at like 8 o'clock. We arrived to 4,700 meters to the Kibo hut, which is already very, very, very high. So in that altitude, you don't want to move quickly. You think twice before your moves, because then you feel that you are not okay entirely. So you feel it in your stomach, you feel it in your head. And for example, I wanted to just pack my sleeping bag into its own package while I was sitting on the bed, and it doesn't seem to be a very hard exercise. But for this task, I had to stop for 4 times to just catch my breath. So this is a quite new experience. And well, so we arrived at like 3 o'clock onto the Kibo hut on 4,700 meters. And at midnight, we started the summit climb, which is very, very steep. So just one record or one statistics, we covered 11 kilometers, so 6.5 up, 6.5 down, and it took us 12 hours, which is
1 kilometer per hour.
yeah. And we didn't stop just in case we needed to stop. So you can imagine it's not a running exercise, but over the top we had snow trails as well. So we stepped on snow. We saw glaciers, several in different directions. On our summit climb, we had seen also this sunrise, because we started at midnight, so at like 7 o'clock the sun rose behind the Mount Malawi, which is Mavenzi, something different. So Mavenzi.
I don't know.
Yeah. I just remember back, and I already feel that my brain doesn't work.
It's no time ago. No worries.
Yeah. Almost more than a week now. Yeah. Yeah. So it was a beautiful sunrise, and I sacrificed my phone for a photo. I mean, almost sacrificed, because in my gloves I just wanted to push one button to shoot a photo, but I managed to make the phone fell down, and it started to slip down like 10 meters, and it was very, very rocky. Uh, and in the end, yeah, it stopped like somewhere there, and the slope was even steeper down from down there. So I was very, very lucky not to. Yes, so it was even much more difficult to climb for down and back again. And yeah, then I sat down and took a while till I could catch my breath again. So and the one of our guide, Daudi, stopped me and said that now you have to take my. He has to take my bag because I wouldn't make it, and I told him the story that is just a extra effort for me, and that is why I'm so exhausted. And I managed to convince him not to take my bag, and finally we went on. We reached the Gilman's Point and the Stella Point and the Uhuru Peak, and for some terminus technicus or termini technici or what is it? So, so there is the Kilimanjaro, which I thought is one mountain, and that's the highest mountain in Africa. But actually, Kibo is the mountain. Kilimanjaro is a set of mountains, and the Kibo has 3 unique points on it, and the highest one is the Uhuru, which means freedom in Swahili. So ultimately, that's the top of roof of Africa, where after 4.5 or 5 days, you feel very, very happy and proud after a long trip like that. And yeah, I think it will accompany me for all of my life now on. So
This is the reason why you do this, like the experience to have something to remember for the rest of your life.
Exactly. New experience, always.
And some really good questions for you.
Okay.
Chila, is Logmin sponsoring the stream?
Well, actually, Logmin is not even it's a non-existent company as of now. So yeah, I have so many T-shirts from them that I hardly have any other.
Yeah, if you can see, I changed T-shirts. Anyway, skipping this, Mate is happy for you. And I'm really proud of you that you made the World Summit.
Thank you.
You are here. Vese, how did you prepare for the climb? Kérdezi Gábor Vaspöri, Mr. Vaspöri.
That's a good question.
It's always a good question.
It's a great question, actually. We had our list of stuff to package from the tour guides beforehand, so we could actually prepare for what to buy in certain stores. And also, I watched a lot of YouTube streams who tell who climbed the Kilimanjaro, and there I could prepare myself mentally and physically, and also with my packages. What interesting was that I thought that during this COVID era, I must do some self-quarantine beforehand, not to get COVID, and therefore skip this whole tour. And actually, I thought 12 days would be enough, and it was hardly enough, because on day -13 and day -14, I met people, totally different people, and basically everyone got COVID. And then we have a new visitor here on the other side of the camera, and who is enjoying himself and very funny. So basically, I got sick on the week before my journey started.
It's not sick now, don't you worry.
Yeah. And I was very, very, very nervous. If it is COVID, probably was because the symptoms matched. But on like 4 or 5 days before my journey, I got well, and I was very, very, very nervous whether the PCR test will tell me it's COVID or not. So until the very, very last moment, just a few hours of my flight, before my flight, I was still in the Schrödinger state, whether I'm gonna start my journey of my life, or I stay in my flat for 2 more weeks in quarantine. So it was very, very stressful, and at some point I would be happy with a positive test as well, just to get rid of the uncertainty.
Just to patch Schrödinger's cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, Mate commented COVID as a base training to set up your lungs for high altitudes. That's smart.
Yes. Well, I was very afraid because you. So we're back online.
Should be. Omante. Yeah. Okay.
Great. So,
so cheers, guys. We lost our real audience. So we just lost our real audience. We had a couple of kids sitting there. I didn't want to turn the camera, but it was really funny because actually the guy was, the boy was really fascinated in what we are doing, and actually he was adjusting the camera a bit. Okay, anyway. Thank you very much for your experiences. I hope that most of you can meet this great man alive in Hungary, starting from tomorrow. Yeah, so this was about his experiences on the mountain. But from my side, the experiences started after he climbed back, because I was pretty sure that he has a ticket to come here, and then yeah, he had
most of the times.
he had a ticket, but then on the way to the summit, right, they just canceled your ticket because you were not.
It's a bit more difficult. Give it that. So I start to tell it shortly because it's long. But anyway, so
Make it short.
when I registered for the Kilimanjaro trip, I wasn't sure if Ákos will be in Oman or not. So I had to buy my tickets from Kilimanjaro back to Hungary. Then Ákos decided to come to Oman. And
Oman decided for me to come.
Actually, that's even more.
That's more accurate.
More accurate, yes. So then I wanted to change my flight from Budapest to Oman, which supposed to be easy task because that was action, but that was said to be the easiest thing to do.
Yes.
But actually, it wasn't, because the destination was changed from Europe to Asia. So that's why Qatar didn't let me do that. So I bought a ticket from Doha, where I would transfer to Budapest, to Muscat, Oman, so that, okay, I will have two tickets from Doha to Budapest and Muscat, but I will just go my way until the point when I realized, as Ákos reminded me, a huge problem that my luggage would go to Budapest, and probably the plane wouldn't take off without me, but with my luggage. So I had to do something. But it was a time when I arrived to Arusha, Tanzania, when I realized there is another airport nearby from which I could easily get to Oman. So it's just a quick 2 hours on a very slow internet and mobile, when I could cancel all of my flights back to Budapest and Muscat and buy a ticket to Muscat. Then I went to the mountain where I was offline for 6 days, and when I got back from the mountain, internet again, and I saw an email from the airways that, okay, my payment method wasn't confirmed, that I should have done like 24 hours, which I didn't, obviously. That's why they cancelled my ticket. So I was there in Arusha without a single ticket to anywhere. Then I found a way to buy a fourth ticket, actually. And it was hard to tell Ákos when I would arrive because it always changed. So that's it.
Yes, this was this short story, but in the meanwhile, I was active as well, so I got COVID. Yeah, actually, Puri asked me what are my next plans. So my next plan is, because now I have negative tests, but that is not a PCR test, but just quick test, which works for now. But I'm already overstaying in the country, so it was really funny. Okay, now I leave the story for a bit later. But my next plans are having a PCR test, leaving the country, coming back, and yeah, our next plan is to have a shisha because we are on this fight. I feel like it's a war. Luckily, not between Ukraine and Russia, but we are searching for a shisha place, and all of them are closed. Like, probably because of COVID, all of them are closed. So, Puri, please prepare my shisha because I will get to Switzerland for my shisha because that's the only way. Okay, so I think with the storyline now, we are at you arriving to Muscat, and then me finally being able to leave my quarantine. I think your first 2 days were not too active because either I would have needed to go to the office, but I couldn't. So I was like working from the hotel. But the last days, I think those were eventful. So I think we should just catch up on a few. I am welcome to visit. Thank you very much, Puri. I will look into the train tickets. So, first, getting a car in Oman is really, really hard. I still don't have my driving license. So, long story short, it took us like maybe 4 hours to get a car, and that car is like the shittiest car I saw in my life. Starting with, you can't close the car, so it's good that it's a safe country because I always just pretended to close the car. Yeah, doing the noise.
Indexes were blinking at me.
Yeah, because you could open the car but not close the car, so I constantly opened the car. But actually, we are back.
Yeah.
So we did like 600 kilometers, and we started in Ibra, which is like a really interesting town because there are like some ruins which were really nice. But the other parts of Ibra, I think those are like doesn't worth to mention. And then I could organize you a desert trip the other day, which was a big quest for me because you saw the first video of my desert trip. Oh, there's a Peter Tinodi. Oh, what type of car? You know, our favorite, the white. And actually, this was a Nissan. Uh, our car on Crete was a Nissan. This was also a Nissan. It was an actress from the Baratokos, Tilda. So it was Nissan Tilda. Or Tida, right? Tida. Something like this.
Omanis are not good at spelling words. You know, all the some of the towns have different spellings in a few kilometers away. So
Yeah, you're following the sign. It says Matra and then Mutra and then Matra. So it can be different from kilometer to kilometer. It's not certain how it's written. But either way, you had your desert trip.
I did. Oh, well, so the desert trip, if you don't know, it's basically
Bashing. This
Dune-
was dune bashing.
dune bashing. Okay,
Just
so
for your information.
there is a sand dunes in the desert, and you drive with large jeeps with it on it, and you go up in, even if it's unbelievably steep, and you wouldn't consider going up with a car, especially if it's sand and not something more solid. And after then you come down on something that I was afraid of. I would have been afraid coming down with the ski, but I would do that. No, but with the car, no way. Fortunately, our driver had more courage than me, so we went up and then down. It is an amazing experience. However, I felt ashamed for the gas we just burned over there, so we escaped from it after 1 hour.
Yes.
And we didn't find any scorpions.
I mean, within 1 hour, it would be a huge thing to find. This
Yeah, but there were camels, which were much nicer than scorpions are.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to relive these last 3 days because I don't know if too many things are happening. The 3 days can be like
Tough to remember.
tough to remember and far in the distance. But I think after that we missed a wadi, what you really wanted to see, unfortunately. But hopefully today I made up for it. And what I think we just arrived to Sur. Yeah, we were. So wadis, basically, because you might not know, wadis are the gorges where the water is flowing down. Because if it's raining here in Oman, the surface cannot really suck or drain the water away because it's hard rocks. So it just collects everything into one valley or a gorge, and that you remember, Patty. Gorge, not George. So when it falls, comes down, and it actually carves the way to the sea because everything is flowing to the sea. In Oman, there are a lot of mountains, but hopefully I can show you some mountains in the near future. So those gorges are containing water, and this is really a very nice thing to have in these really dry areas and warm areas. So water, palm trees, fun. And we missed one because you cannot trust Google Maps here. Things are either there or not there. Roads are either there or not there. So it can happen either way. And but we found, actually Vesa found one which I still need to rate on Google Maps, which I thought won't be there, but it was there. It was underwhelming, but it was there. And on the way to Sur, we found another one, and you could swim in it, which was nice. You know, the one under the bridge.
Yep.
And we arrived to Sur, which was again for me a disappointment. For some reason, they have sea, obviously, and they have cities near the sea, but they cannot really utilize the seaside. So it was not. I mean, it was relaxing in some way, but you couldn't find those European like restaurants and fishing boats and all that that I don't know, really good coastal environment here. So it was a bit of disappointment for me. But we arrived to one beach where we camped. So yesterday we were having our camping time, which was actually surprisingly good because
Okay. So actually, when we arrived to that beach, we were shocked by in 2 minutes, because when we went close to the shore, we realized the water is not blue, but green, but totally fully green, like the dark leaves. Yes, that like that one, and it was because of the algae in the water. It smelled stickingly, so it was uncomfortable to smell it. But well, we just built our tent. It took a few minutes, and for Tanzania, I took Malaron, a malaria pill, which has some side effects like hallucinations and illusions. And 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 in the sea, when we was just having dinner or something, just slacking around, I saw some flashing lights in the water, and I wasn't sure if it's a Malaron side effect or real.
it was just him seeing it.
And I told Akko that okay, go there and watch the water for lights, and like 10 minutes or so, didn't see anything, so we left it around. Then a white Arab driver appeared, who was just driving around on the shore. The shore was full of little stones, pebbles, and it was very, very deep, so there were no hard surface under it, or at least what we can find. So the driver stuck several times, and he was, I don't know, sacrificing his own car, and well, we were laughing at him. And after that, he managed to escape from the shore, and that was a time when the moon rose.
Yeah.
Which I thought it's a balloon, because it was so red and so large. I couldn't recognize this was a moon.
Me neither.
But then we realized it must have been the the moon. And then we went to the shore again, and our surprise, there was little glowing blue dots, which were just running around. And this time, it was not only me seeing this, but Akos as well. So we realized it maybe not a malaria hallucination, a malaria hallucination, but actually something. And then we watched the sea for even more lights, and we could saw flashing waves. But we spent like 1.5 hours just watching the sea for these strange phenomenon, and we saw a few one, and actually it's something. Somehow the algae hits the rocks, then emits the lights like fluorescent or phosphorescent something. We haven't yet googled it properly, but it exists, and not only for us. There are YouTube videos about it. I don't think Akos could share it because it was too dark to catch it with an iPhone, but it was there. We saw it. So it was amazing.
We saw it.
Yeah.
No, but I will steal some footage and show you because yeah, this was something out of this world. You are just just staring into the dark ocean, and then one wave just starts to glow in a greenish bluish color, and it just comes towards. I was like, oh, I I couldn't believe it. At first, I really thought that he's on something, but it was amazing.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, he was. So then I was drinking guava, and I could see the same. uh, Szép estét, Katalin! Üdvözlet! Uh, yeah, and actually, one of my favorite stories I skipped because right at the finishing of the first day, I was driving first time in Oman, and here the police, they are they are really, I don't know, I wouldn't say strict, but they are there, and they like to hand out tickets. And I made a slightly sketchy left turn, but it was just right next to our final destination, the hotel, like 50 meters, not even. And I just turned left, and actually I was just having my funny time in the gravel with this really weak car. And we could see the police lights woo, 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 in the background. That was a night, can be, but yes. So I was stopped by the police in the US and in Oman, nowhere else,
In Hungary.
not in Hungary, and I was surprised, and I didn't know what to expect. But at the end, with some fighting some communication barriers,
Language and
yeah, sign language, body language, you name it, and actually there was this policeman, the other one, who spoke decent level of English, so that helped a lot. It turned out that the light settings were not correct, so it was like the fog beam, if it's called like that, the fog light was on, and this was why they actually turned around and caught us in action. But that was a really funny thing to have. Yeah. So, in the meanwhile, guys, if you have any questions, ha van bármi kérdés, akkor nyugodtan tegyétek föl. We are here for a while. I think we will describe today because this is the only thing what we left out so far, and then it's all for questions. And if no questions, we can go to have shisha and pack your stuff because he's flying in like 8 hours. No,
8 or 9 hours.
yeah, yeah. So that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, so today we went for the Rio Wadi experience, which I think it's the best Wadi. He was not sure because we missed the best. Yes, that one. But actually, I think this was the best. I haven't seen the other one. And if you could just so we went to the entrance of the Wadi where you need to hire someone in the boat to take you to the other side. And when we hiked up there, the good thing is that we started really early. So that stage, I think we were lucky because I thought that no one will be there because tourists are actually. Have you seen any tourists other than that one bus of tourists before in the ship manufacturing museum? I don't think that we saw many.
Doesn't come up any.
Yeah, so that's the thing that this should be the time for tourists because now you can still do things outside. In the summer, it's over, halas. But now it should be tourist season, and probably due to COVID and due to the other things, we didn't really see any tourists. So anyway, we were climbing the rocks and we arrived to the point and we were not sure if we should go and swim or should continue the rocks because the rocks led up, and obviously in the water we should just follow the
Yes. Yeah.
most no, we were in the So after the commercial break, thank you, Omantel, for for your kindness. Vissza tudsz menni rá, hogy haladunk-e?
Ja, óvnéz, igen.
Okay, okay, good. Any actually any questions in the comments?
Volt biztosítókészlet a kocsiban?
Várj, ez magyar! Egyébként a kocsiban nagyon érdekes dolgok voltak. Például amint kinyitottam a csomagtartót, volt benne egy bika kábel, ami gyanús volt. Arra is rájöttünk, hogy vajon miért, mert Veszély észrevette, hogy a csomagtartóban mindig világít a lámpa, vagy az izzó, ami hát azért gyanús. Úgyhogy azt én ki is kötöttem inkább. Valamint a hátsó ajtó mindig nyitva volt. Szerintem van összekötetés a kettő között. Úgyhogy
Egy fél pár fekete mocskos zokni is volt. Várt minket.
igen, de ezen kívül nem volt. Yeah, Betty, that's a good question. I wanted to give my not too good dishdasha. I mean not the custom made, not the tailored the tourist dishdasha to Vese, but actually it turned out that I'm bigger than Vese, so the dishdasha was hitting the floor, the ground, so that way we couldn't make one picture in the dishdashas.
That would be cool to have a picture with us both in dishdashas.
I mean, that picture we can still do.
Yeah, a picture we can see that, but you cannot experience a life as an Omani people.
Maybe we can have our shisha in dishdashas.
Oh, why not?
Okay, so if it happens, I will send you a picture. Hát ha van magyar kérdés, mindig magyarul válaszolunk. Ez itt az alapszabály. Egyébként 70%-et elfogyasztottad az adatforgalmadnak, tudtad? Az előbb jött SMS.
Igen, igen.
Igen, ez egy nagy lábon néz. 3-4 nap alatt 2 giga. Na mindegy.
Csak másfél.
Okay. Just to finish off today, I wanted to share my last experience, which is connected to goats. So we came out from the wadi, which was amazing, by the way, and I will do a separate video on it because that was
Yes.
yeah. So we came out and we were on a fruit diet, sort of. Anyway, we ate watermelon, mango, and a papaya, and Vesa has a knife, and he was nice enough to actually cut the papaya, and then he just left to wash his hands and of course etc. And I was there eating the papaya, nothing happened, and then I felt one goat, a second goat, a third goat. I was like, okay, I give them something, and then 15 goats, and I needed to climb a bit higher because goats were everywhere. And when I was waiting for Vesa to come back because the goats were like standing on my backpack, on my phone, and everywhere. And there was a group of tourists, the only group of tourists, I think, and they started to make pictures of me with the goats while I was like trying to defend myself, and with the knife I was cutting like slices of papaya to the goats who were like rushing there. But one slice of papaya for a lot of goat, like nothing. And I actually cut my finger because you have such a sharp knife. And so when Vesa came back from the boys, like I had a bleeding finger, 15 goats around. Some of them are chewing my not underwear but the swimming suit, and trying to defend my papaya to have some bites for myself. This was a really interesting, amazing experience to have, and the goats were actually pushing each other off the cliff and pushing me off the cliff. So it was fun. Let's get back to the questions. Any questions? Mate, what is the question? That is the question. Yes, I think that was this goat. Yes, yes. I can recognize the goat. So any questions? Bármilyen kérdés nekem, veszélynek, nekünk. Sajnos az arab fiatalok már elmentek, pedig nekik is lehetett volna kérdést feltenni. Ah. Animal trail, I would say, because when we were running, actually we did one run together, and he did one run on his own on the coast, which was I think nice. And when we were running, or after we finished the run, we saw some tracks of an animal, and Vesa said that must be the rubbish collecting guy's equipment, leaving those marks. But I think those were some sort of an animal, not a scorpion, obviously, but something similar, I would say, which could leave those marks.
Yeah, we're still debating.
Actually, about animals, you ate camel.
Yes, which I didn't know that people eat camel at all, but well, if they do, I want to try it, right? So I tried it. It's chewy, so I wouldn't recommend it, or would like to eat it all day. But it was a nice experience to just taste it. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just regular meat.
I mean, regular meat in a kind of beef, or more like a bit of a wild animal.
Yeah, let's say that.
So it's not chicken.
Yeah, okay. That's more accurate.
Tevét.
Tevét.
Igen, tevét evett, Vesa tevét evett.
Bizony.
Mit tett, mit evett, tevét evett. Fáradt vagyok.
Igen, látszik.
Jó, hát 600 kilométert tulajdonképpen levezettem manapság.
Igen.
Meg azért most sokat kérd belőle ez a kecskeharc.
Igen.
Ha még kakaskodás lett volna. Na, még esetleg kérdés. Én aztán nem marad mobilnetem.
Majd adok a maradékot, megkapod tőled.
Most megy le a maradék.
Igen.
So any more questions, any further questions, guys? The schedule for me, it seems like that although I'm negative, I can go into the office, which means that I will have time to do more videos.
Yeah.
So the second part of the desert crossing thingy, dream bashing, will come, and I will start our videos, and I have many videos coming.
Még egy kérdés, hogy hol vagyunk most? Maszkatban vagyunk, ez Ománnak a fővárosa.
Vagy hát erről megosztanak a vélemények.
Hát, egy városban vagyunk itt, és az, hogy ennél pontosabban, hát egy ilyen hotelnek a kis kiülős bárjában. Igen. Ahol egy olyan park vesz körül, ahol van madárcsicsergés, nem tudom, hogy behallatszik-e, azt gondolom, hogy nem.
Szerintem igen.
Igen? Jó.
Igen.
Viszont ezek nem madarak, ezek hangfalakból jönnek, mert hogy így nem él meg a rohadék madár. Nem tudnak mit csinálni, mint hogy fölveszik valahol, ahol él madár, és így lejátszák. Rohadt bosszantó, mert nagyon repetitív.
De néha tücskök is mennek.
De tücskök is, na ide jó. Még azok élőben is repetitívek.
Azt mondom, nagyon durván na, ennek körülünk. Direkt ezért választottam ezt a helyszínt. Az előző helyszín nem tetszett nektek, amikor ott voltak a szultáni palota, meg minden.
Al-Gillali, Al-Milani, vagy Mirani. Vagy
igen, az összes fortuk ott voltak, mindent körül akartam mutatni, de hát
tenger, hajók. Ez maradt.
Ezeknek semmi se jó. Egyébként van egy teóriám, hogy az egyik madár mit mond, de most ezt nem mondhatom el sajnos. Na, no connection. Véged van.
Back online.
Utolsó kérdéskör. Last round of questions. Último rondo de preguntas. Rounded.
Claro que sí.
Claro.
Vale.
Nem szeretném, inkább rövidíteni szeretném a Covid miatt. Most így beszéltek, mert ez encrypted. Az igazság, hogy ugye már el kellett volna hagyjam az országot, de nem tudtam, mert covidos voltam, meg közben karanténban voltam, vagy hát vagyok. Nem, már az utolsó napja a karanténom.
Na, tök jó.
Jó, most már megyek kifele belőle. De nem szándékozom hosszabbítani. Ez is elég hosszú már így.
Igen, ez a vízumpara plusz rárakott egy réteget arra a részre, amikor a rendőrök megállítottak minket.
Mondjuk az autókölcsönzést is jó volt, ugye a kölcsönző srácnak adtam, és kérdezi, hogy nincs Ománi, mi ez, jogosítványod? Hát mondom, nincs. De ezt tudod, hogy le van járva a vízum, vagy hát ki kéne menni az ország. Mondom, persze, mondom, semmi gond, covidos vagyok. Úgyhogy örülök, hogy többet nem állítottad meg a rendőrök minket.
Egyelőre.
Na, hát most hajnal 2-kor a reptérre menet, ugye megállítanak.
Hogy visszafele. Csak nem.
Nem festünk ki semmi ördögöt.
Nem.
Na figyelj, már milyen hosszan beszélünk.
Ja.
Abba kell hagyni, mennünk kell pipázni. Okay, guys. I think that's it for now. Thank you very much for tuning in. And expect some more